What's up, guys? Charlie with Summit Construction Group. Brock's here on a roof build. Did a separate video on this job. Got some siding going on, but we're going to talk specifically about these windows here. So these are Pella windows, Pella Original Series, aluminum clad windows. I believe these are Pella doors also, right? Some Pella doors over here. There's more windows around the side, but let's take a look at these. So these are all rolled aluminum down here. You can tell you're driving by a house and you're looking for a rolled aluminum windows. There's a couple of things you're looking for. You're looking for a 90-degree angle right here in the corner of the window. Usually the face of the sash is going to be totally flat. If you've got windows that are double wide or double wide or double tall, you're typically going to see 3 strips in the center of the frame like this on an aluminum window. So this is a Pella Original Series, looks a lot like a Colby Classic, but there's a big distinction for Pella windows, and one of those big factors is all Pella windows have a frame that looks like this. It's got kind of a beveled edge on the frame. Every Pella window that I've seen, it's always had that kind of frame. It's a trademark of Pella windows. So walking up to a window, if I see that kind of frame, I know right off the bat it's a Pella. And then you get used to the profile of the sash and how far in the sash sits from the frame and the width of the sash. There's a lot of different things you get used to. Yep, how far the frame sticks out from the siding. There's a bunch of different little factors where when you see enough of them, you just get used to it. So this window was popular in the 80s and the 90s. It's got some hail damage on it. We're going to show you real quick what that damage looks like. I don't know if any of this is picking up in the video or not, but you can see that hit right there. But what I like to do is chalk the lip of the sash. So we're going to chalk these sash here. You're going to see a bunch of hits pop out. There you go. Bunch of round, shallow dents without a scratch or a crease. Now, if there's a scratch inside these dents or a big crease or a line, I would consider that mechanical damage. I would not point that out to an adjuster. Otherwise, you're going to blow your credibility, and he's not going to want to listen to what you're saying. So you want to always keep your credibility with an adjuster because you want your words and your opinion to carry some weight. We'll see if we can find you guys a good example of mechanical damage. Here you go. That's a good mechanical hit. You can see it's got kind of a weird shape to it. There's a big scratch or gouge right there. It's just not indicative of hail damage. Where did it come from? We don't know. It could have been from wind-driven debris or an umbrella. It could have been homeowner hit it with a shovel or rake when he was doing the landscaping. Rock from the lawnmower. It could have been all sorts of things. Could have happened during install. Come over here. We'll chalk this window again. There you go, boom, bunch of damage. So Pella windows are kind of weird depending on the model. Certain sash you can't replace, so they get converted automatically to full frame. Now with most Pella windows, if the sash does not open, if it's a fixed sash, you typically automatically get full frame replacement because those fixed sash cannot be replaced. Do you know what you got here, Brock? Did you get full frames on all these?
Not yet.
Not yet, but they will, right?
To be done.
Yeah. All those are fixed on top, right?
Yep.
Yep.
The awnings are what open.
Yep, the awnings. So these are awning windows. So there's a crank here on the side, and these windows are actually going to open from the bottom like this.
Since you pointed out the crank on the side, that actually means it was just the casement tipped on its side to function as an awning. So there is only going to be one operating mechanism, where on an awning there would be cranks on both sides. Yep. Where it would push the window out evenly.
With the handle typically on the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing that Brock just pointed out there. These weren't ordered to be awning windows, but they're ordered to be casements, and we kind of did some custom modifications. Up on top here, we've got some big picture windows. Now these are made out of a different material. It's going to be kind of hard to see. These are all extruded aluminum. So they're direct glaze windows, so there's no rolled aluminum with wood. It's just basically got glass package with extruded aluminum directly glazed onto the window. It seems to be common in larger picture windows. Why they do it like that, I don't specifically know, but same thing over here on this big triangular window. So when you've got extruded aluminum, it doesn't damage from hail. It's like aircraft aluminum. You could hit it with a baseball bat and you probably won't get a dent. You might, but whereas the glass will break first. Exactly. Up on this rolled aluminum, it's soft enough to where you could practically flick it or tap on it and, you know, get a dent. Maybe it's not that soft, but the point is it does damage pretty easily. So anyway, that's just a little info on some old Pella Original Series windows. Guys, we're gonna come over and we'll show you just a newer variation, Pella Designer Series. Got one there on the corner. You can tell the paint's a little brighter, a little more vibrant, not faded. You got some double wides over here. So again, if you're walking up to this window, first time at the property, first thing that jumps out to me right away is, again, I'm looking at that frame right there. Tells me it's a Pella window right off the bat. Once you get into a certain brand of models, there's usually 4 or 5 typical lines you see at most. Pella's got a few more lines. You know, Pella's probably 4 or 5. When you're dealing with Windsor windows, there's usually 1 we're looking at. When you're dealing with Shearer Brothers, there's 1 window we're looking at. Same thing with Vetter Crest lines. They got 2 or 3 different variations. Colby has the Colby Classic. Then when you get into replacement windows, you know, Marvin and Anderson, they've got a few different lines apiece. So it's not super complicated stuff. But anyway, when you see this again, this is a Pella trademark. Little flange or bevel in the frame. And then we know these are Designer Series windows. Why? Well, because the lip on this sash is a little thinner. So the windows we were just looking at had a thicker lip. These are thinner. So they just have the appearance of being a little taller and skinnier. Again, they're rolled aluminum. You've got that 45-degree line in the corner. If you really look at how an aluminum window is constructed, you got wood behind here. And then these pieces of aluminum in the corner just overlap. So this aluminum just sits on top of this piece. They're not welded together. They're not adhered together. They're not sealed with any sort of sealant. It's just 2 pieces of aluminum that are overlapped. Again, you got in the center of the frame here, 1, 2, 3 strips. Another trademark of aluminum windows. You can see spatter marks here on the brick mold or trim around the window. It's called brick mold. You can see spatter marks up on this window up here.
Damage on the face on these ones.
So you got these getting replaced?
The sash are approved.
Okay, so do a little chalk here on the face. Hit right there. I'm not gonna bother chalking these all the way because they're already approved, but you guys get the picture. These windows up here have blinds in between the glass. That's another common thing with Pella. They're pretty expensive when you start to get into that kind of thing. I think Brock mentioned earlier that these windows are triple pane as well. So you got your 2 panes here on either side of that. I don't know call it, the metal part of the glass pack, and there's another pane further in where you see that white strip. So triple pane windows. Anyway, that's it guys. It's a quick rundown of Pella windows. See you on the next one.